You won't believe the story of a quiet house in Amityville, New York, that became one of the most infamous haunted places in the world. It all starts in 1974, with a tragedy so shocking the entire town was shaken. The DeFeo family lived in a large, stately home on Ocean Avenue. On a quiet November night, Ronald DeFeo Jr., the eldest son, shot and killed his entire family while they slept. 6 members in total. It was a massacre that nobody could understand. People asked, what could drive someone to do such a thing? The house didn't stay silent after that night. When the Lutz family moved in just a year later, hoping for a fresh start and a new home, they were about to experience something beyond imagination. George and Kathy Lutz, along with their 3 children, quickly realized that something was not right. From the very first night, strange things started happening. The air in the house felt cold, even in rooms with the heat on. George, a practical man, would sometimes wake up feeling like he was being watched. Kathy noticed shadows moving in the corners of her eyes, but whenever she looked directly, there was nothing there. The children spoke of an invisible presence, something that whispered and sometimes laughed in empty rooms. Objects didn't stay where they were left. Cups, dishes, and even small pieces of furniture seemed to move on their own. One night, Kathy saw a demonic figure in her bedroom, floating just above the floor. The figure vanished before George could see it, but the terror was real. It wasn't just the family's imagination. Neighbors reported hearing screams and seeing lights flicker inside the house, even when no one was home. Visually, imagine a grand 2-story house with its distinctive gambrel roof and green shutters. By day, it looks peaceful, almost welcoming. By night, shadows twist across its walls. Doors slam without reason, and windows rattle, even when there is no wind. The house itself seemed alive, almost aware of every movement inside. The family tried to rationalize the experiences. They called in priests, spiritual advisors, and paranormal experts. One priest attempted a blessing, only to be met with an invisible force so strong he was thrown back, convinced he couldn't complete the ritual. The family even heard disembodied voices chanting, calling out George's name repeatedly, echoing through the hallways. George began waking up in the middle of the night with scratches on his body that appeared with no explanation. Kathy found words written on walls, sometimes in red, sometimes seemingly etched by an invisible hand. One chilling night, George claimed he saw the demonic face of a pig-like creature, staring at him from the foot of his bed. The children, terrified, refused to sleep in their rooms, insisting that the walls whispered to them, telling them to leave. It didn't stop with just the Lutz family. Paranormal investigators documented some of the occurrences with cameras and audio equipment. Strange orbs appeared in photos, cold spots were recorded with thermometers, and EVP recordings caught unexplainable voices. The more the family stayed, the more intense the activity became. The house seemed to feed off their fear. Day after day, the family lived in fear, unsure if the next moment would bring something worse. George, a man who had always been rational and calm, started carrying a baseball bat to bed, convinced he had to defend his family against an invisible enemy. Kathy's health began to deteriorate from constant stress and sleepless nights. The children developed anxiety, talking about friends who were invisible, but very real to them. After just 28 days, the Lutz family made a life-changing decision. They had to leave. They abandoned the house, leaving behind furniture, possessions, and memories, all to escape what they described as an unimaginable evil. When they told their story to the world, people were both skeptical and fascinated. Skeptics claimed the events were exaggerated, while believers argued that the Lutz family experienced true supernatural terror. The story became a worldwide sensation when Jay Anson's book, The Amityville Horror, was published in 1977. The book detailed every chilling moment the family claimed to have experienced, from strange odors and moving objects to full-blown supernatural confrontations. It became a bestseller and inspired multiple movies, cementing the house's place in horror history. Visualize the house in popular culture: dimly lit scenes, flickering lights, doors opening and slamming with a life of their own. The infamous, horrifying green shutters stand as symbols of the terror that unfolded inside. Over the years, the house has been bought and sold multiple times, with each owner reporting strange occurrences, keeping the legend alive. One of the most unsettling parts of the story is that the house itself seems to remember the horror that occurred there. Paranormal experts often point out that locations can hold residual energy from violent events. And in Amityville, That energy seems strong, malevolent, and active. People visiting the house have reported cold spots, feelings of dread, and even hearing whispers of the DeFeo family members' last moments. Despite all the skepticism, one fact remains undeniable. The events of Amityville have captured the imagination of millions. The combination of real-life tragedy and reported paranormal activity makes it a unique story in horror history. It's a place where the line between reality and the supernatural blurs, and the question that haunts everyone is, if something so evil can exist in one house, could it be anywhere else? And what makes this even more terrifying is that the house still stands today, a quiet, unassuming home during the day, but a place that has witnessed horrors that most could never imagine. Walking past it, you might think it's just another suburban house. But those who know its history and those who believe in the unseen can feel the weight of what happened there. Over the years, countless paranormal investigators have returned, trying to capture proof of the supernatural events. Cameras have caught unexplained shadows. Audio recorders have picked up whispers with no source. People have claimed to see figures in windows when no one is home. Each new account only adds to the legend, keeping the Amityville horror alive in the public imagination. Some experts claim the events were psychological, a case of mass hysteria mixed with grief and fear. Others argue that the house itself is a focal point for evil, that certain places can carry the energy of past atrocities and manifest them in terrifying ways. No matter the explanation, the story remains chilling because it's based on real events. Real lives were lost, and a family's peace was shattered by forces they may have never understood. Today, the house continues to be a symbol of horror. It's a story that has transcended generations, inspiring films, documentaries, and countless retellings. And the terrifying part? The possibility that some things cannot be explained and some evils cannot be contained. If you ever find yourself near Amityville and you look at that house, take a moment to imagine the events that unfolded within its walls. The cries of the past, the whispers in empty hallways, the cold spots that defy reason. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the scariest stories aren't made up, they're real. And if this story has sent a shiver down your spine, remember, true horror isn't always in fiction. Sometimes it's in the places people lived and the things they witnessed. The Amityville Horror is a story that proves fear can be real, palpable, and unforgettable. If you want more stories that will keep you up at night, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We explore real-life horrors that you won't find anywhere else. And remember, the next time you hear a creak in your house, it might not just be the wind. The Amityville house remains, a quiet suburban home with a violent history. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, the events that took place there continue to haunt the world. Every report, every account, every chilling story only reinforces the idea that some places are not meant to be lived in, because evil, in whatever form it takes, has a way of lingering. The story of the Amityville Horror isn't just about a haunted house. It's about tragedy, fear, and the unknown. It's about the human need to understand things that defy explanation. And most terrifying of all, it's about how close we can get to evil and how little we sometimes know about the places we call home. So next time you hear the story of the Amityville Horror, don't just think of it as a book or a movie. Think of it as a chilling reminder that sometimes real life is far scarier than fiction, and some houses carry memories we may never understand, but that don't let us forget.